Here we have the 2-hour price chart for Amazon.com Incorporated, stock ticker AMZN. Overall, here we can see that the stock is starting to move higher again after a kind of a long period of sideways consolidation. The stock itself was having a large amount of time overcoming this 190 level. We really tested it on at least, you can really call this 4 different occasions. And we saw 4 different failures before, ultimately this breakout point actually started to unfold. This was even characterized by a few false breakouts and things like that. But this stock had a tremendous amount of time to deal with this level and a tremendous amount of difficulty in overcoming this level. So, just as a quick reminder here, back here we saw some highs that posted on the 9th of May, which would really, qualify as a false breakout. Then we had a little bit of the same type of activity on June 24th. So, overall, we can just kind of see how important this 190 level was because the stock had just a tremendous amount of difficulty moving through here. Normally, you don't see something like this with a market cap that's this size. This is obviously a mega cap stock, one of the biggest companies in the world. Jeff Bezos is often the richest person in the world, depending on what's going on with Elon Musk at the moment. So overall, when we're dealing with stocks that are this large, and when this so much money is going through, the market directed at these stocks, it's uncommon to see false breakouts like this. But definitely, in particular, we really have to point to this May 9th high here, because that was absolutely a false breakout. Going forward, what we have to remember here is that the 190 level is going to continue to be significant for this stock. We haven't convincingly broken through this 199 mark just yet. We've seen some spikes above there. The $200 level has technically broken, but this is kind of a lackluster, kind of a boring breakout scenario here. We're not seeing like a massive upsurge following, the break of the $200 level, maybe in the same way that we saw, a bit previously in Apple. When Apple broke above its $200 level, it spiked another, more than another $20 very quickly. That has not been the case with Amazon. So, there's some kind of longer term factors here that need to be remembered for anybody that's interested in trading this stock. Because that we have seen some indications of false breakouts, and we have had some tremendous difficulty in grinding through some of these sort of psychological levels. Previously, it was 190, and right now it appears to be the $200 level, because we have broken above here. There have been a couple of breaks and even a couple of closes above prior resistance levels. This is going to be an area to watch going forward here. To kind of into next week, this is really going to depend on how the larger market trades here, because if we do see a failure, if we do start to see downward price movements here, you're going to have a very significant resistance zone that forms here. I'm not necessarily saying that that's going to happen. I mean, we're seeing so much pressure on this $200 level. In most cases, I tend to believe that these levels break when there's this much, buying pressure, supporting the stock. But given the way that that Amazon specifically has behaved in the past, I wouldn't be so sure necessarily. I mean, overall, we do have, most of the evidence here does support moves to the top side. Here we can see that we've got a positive indicator reading and the relative strength index. Overall, momentum is strong here, and it's favored to the top side. And then in addition to that, we also have, some rising trading volumes, and most of these trading volumes are positive. Compared to the periods that came before, we are seeing a bit of an uptick here overall, in trading volume. And most of it is positive rather than negative, even though we're kind of moving into this significant resistance level. So, you wouldn't always see that in most cases. In many cases, when you're moving into a major resistance level, especially with a major stock like this, a lot of the market is kind of focused on this one psychological level, and right now it would be $200. You will start to see rising trading volumes in the negative direction. We've seen a little bit of that here, as we can see. There are a few trading periods here that are negative. Um, but for the most part, there's more green than red here. And that does suggest that, there are buyers that are interested in pushing this stock through this next level. So if we can do that, the $200 mark should start to provide at least some support here. But then to the downside, you're really looking at 190 in the event that we do see share prices start to move lower. And if we do fall back below, if we break above the $200 level and then fall back below it, you really should be looking at about $10 in potential downside, before we start to see, any continuous declines from there. The 100 period exponential moving average is kind of rising rapidly here. All of these moving averages are really kind of rising strongly. And that does suggest that we will continue to see support here going forward. And as you can see, the stock really does perform pretty well in relation to the 20 period exponential moving average. That's the yellow line here. So we've seen several bounces off of this area, and with the entire moving average cluster heading higher, this does suggest that we will continue to see support levels develop at higher and higher levels. So that kind of works in line with this broader theme that we're going to see this staircase step higher, in overall support zones. But we do need to see a convincing break here above this $200 mark. I mean, this is kind of ridiculous, to be totally honest. If you compare this price chart to what happened with Apple a few weeks ago, it's kind of night and day. I mean, it does look like the market wants to push through here, and it does look like we'll continue to find support with these moving averages. But there was just a massive breakout with Apple, and that is definitely not the case here with Amazon. So, overall, the bias here is still bullish. So what it would be a good idea from here is to try to look at some standard deviations to get some potential resistance levels going forward. So here, whenever we're dealing with all-time highs like this, and we currently are dealing with all-time highs with Amazon, it can be very difficult to trade the stock because you don't have any historical resistance levels. By definition, that's what an all-time high is. There are no historical resistance levels, so that does make things a bit more complicated, and it kind of limits the number of tools that are available to make assessments about where prices are likely to move higher from here. One option is the Fibonacci projection or extension. Those are some tools that can be used to identify potential resistance zones going forward. But in cases like this, I prefer to use standard deviation channels because I think that they're a bit more rooted in connection to current share prices. And a Fibonacci projection or a Fibonacci extension, is a bit more random as far as future price levels. So I do prefer to use standard deviation channels. So currently, what we would be looking at here would be a move into this green area and then ultimately into the red area. Um, this would take some time to unfold. However, I mean, as we can see, we're currently into this first standard deviation level here, this blue level here. But if we were to move out into, roughly this is a monthly chart too, so we have to keep this in mind. So, over the next year or so, if we were to pull out to, say July 2025, this would be a bit of a longer term projection, but here, the price action that we would be looking at initially would be facing an initial resistance level over the next year at roughly 236.20 would be the first level to watch. And then from there, we would be really looking at 2060 as another potential price zone to watch as resistance, as a resistance level that could ultimately develop over the upcoming year. It's a bit difficult to identify near-term price zones. I mean, this really should be done on more of a longer-term basis. So in particular, I would be looking at the roughly 235 level as potential resistance, and then again at roughly 260 as another level of potential resistance based on Amazon's current standard deviation price channels. So here's the current market analysis for Amazon.com Incorporated, stock ticker AMZN.